Forgotten your training, I hope.
Bombs away! Water jet!
Extinguished! Going power.
Beyond this world.
Annihilate. Extinguished. Power. Haven't had enough of my power. Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle. Well, have you come to your...
You saw that my body was at its limit. So... such power. Such...
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds? Sorry. It's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds of...
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history.
Of course. Might as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I contracted an incurable illness. I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death. He spent his childhood wandering the streets, facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum. Yet, he always wore a smile on his face. I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight to survive.
That does sound like something he would say.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish. When it came to the human form, he was always intent on pushing the boundaries of possible. But somewhere along the way, I fell behind. My talents were nothing compared to his, and at some point, I realized he had pulled so far ahead. After his grand endeavor was successful.
This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you. Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether.
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to you one day.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body, or rather, your soul, might not be able to withstand this curse.
All I can do is try. After all, a wise man once told me, people need to fight for their own survival.
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality, and wish to experience a good sparring match before you wither away, seek out my disciple.
Disciple?
Nor I, but Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe, and bring her to Tibet. You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Well, now I'm...
All Vedifenir said was that one day, the stars shall bow in her honor.
Sounds...
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Still self-assured as ever.
I'll be leaving then. Oh, and if you were serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before, walk whatever path you want.
Waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by Sertologi. In its weakened state, I was able to cut off part of its flesh.
Your heart? That sounds like torture.
Because, of course, I bear the curse of immortality.
So, you used the curse to turn yourself into a vessel for power. Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point, it was the curse of immortality that sustained you. But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that...
You're right. I should have known better, but... I had already pushed myself to my limits. I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
Sertologi's disciple. That's a lot to live up to. I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him. We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we are.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets, I will not give in to despair. Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather a defeat.
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. First time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt but when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and it was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. You're right. That battle brought me an unbridled sense of joy.
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that. One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, and transcend his own limits. After which, all can come to an end. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose.
Perhaps you're right. What a battle that would...
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. Sir Telogi once offered to free me from this curse. Now, I must ask that of you.
I can, but not through death. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed, and smash it to pieces. The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, you will be back to who you were before, no longer tortured by powers you can't control, but it will be a time-consuming and painful process.
I accept. And who knows? I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day, if we are climbers in the dark.
I will reach the top of this mountain, and you, Skofnunger, will be my witness.
Whew, that's finally over. Let's get out of here. Huh. At least we don't have to make a mad dash for the exit like last time. We did it! Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. Wow, today sure went by fast. It's night already.
Yes.
Great! It's crazy.
I suppose it's because the false it's not real. And yet, even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burn. Time marches. Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is...
This is all ever since we met. If it's too big a job for one person, we've met so many.
I suppose when it... Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I suppose fate will decide. Regardless, reunions and partings are but one without war, pain. For this, we must all work to become stronger. Goodbye, traveler.
Bye! Is it just Paimon? Or is she being... Hey! What do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow.